Cool beans. Cool beans. Okay, yeah. Looks like we're good. Anyways, everybody, this is Futures Brizio. Oops, hold on. I got to mute myself over here. Okay, yeah. Looks like we're good. Anyways, everybody, this is Futures Brizio. I know. I'm so sorry. Okay. Monitoring it on the other screen. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. And before we get started, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, questions, comments, leave them down below. And if you do happen to join the live stream, make sure that you say hello in the comments and let me know where you are watching from. So we're going to jump right in, just do a little review. I know I didn't make any video yesterday, and this will probably this will be my last one for the week. I think I mentioned on over the weekend that I was traveling starting tomorrow for the rest of the week. So this will be my last live video for the week. Anything else I post this week would just be like in the post section of the channel, not in the video. I don't think I'll be recording anything, but unless there's something really to report. So like I said, make sure you smash the like button. And if you're watching this pre-recorded afterwards, that's cool too. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. All right, so we will jump right in here. And we're going to talk first about futures. So in terms of open trades, I do have this one trade right here that I started with in corn. I took this during the day today, and I decided to hold it into the overnight hours. So the market just reopened for overnight trading. And it's kind of hard to read this. There you go. So it's one contract. It's up $250. I'm actually probably going to drop a little TP up here, sell limit up there, and I'm probably just going to let it run all night and see if we can get back up there. I moved my stop up to pretty close to my entry, so if it if it does go back down there, oh well, then I'll take a small loss. So that's the one trade, and you can see I got to turn on my moving averages. So very easy here on looking at the reason for this trade. How come this might, okay, there it goes. To the 34 moving average, you can see a nice clean pullback right into the moving average. It's very common for corn to pull back deep into the moving averages. That's where I took my long during the session today. You can see that was around 9:30 this morning, and the market did go up a little bit and then just kind of hung there for the day. But just I like the way it looks overall, so I just decided to keep it open running through tonight. So, and we'll see. Hopefully, we get a little push. Might not do much overnight, but maybe during over the London session, European session, overnight, it'll they'll come in and take a big hit upwards, and we'll get filled up here at the top. All right. The other one I took yesterday, which I don't know why it's not showing on here, is soybean oil, but I'll show it to you because I have the execution marks turned on here, but I don't know why it's not showing. So I'm going to jump over to my Tradeify, which is my prop fund, prop firm for futures. And I just want to show you this. So here's yesterday, the 27th of July. You see July 2026. This was the trade I took yesterday. And this was in soybean oil. Doesn't tell you that it's soybean oil, but this was soybean oil. It was one trade, 322.80. Took it yesterday. So you can see overall on this account, it's doing pretty well. I did have these two horrific days, which I talked about. This was 2 weeks ago. I had these two horrific trades. Fortunately, I had a banner one the day before. And so these took back a lot of this. And one thing to notice, and I noticed this just as kind of evaluating my own trade psychology, is if you notice these two big losses, this is like 8, 6, 4, 14, there's almost $1,500 here. 1470 or so in losses in these 2 days. Um, but what do you notice about these 2 days in addition to the large amounts? I mean, if you just look at it quick. Well, what you notice is that we had 4 trades and 3 trades. What do you notice about almost all my other days? There are only one, oh, not almost every other one of my other days, even if it was a losing trade, there's a losing day, there's only 1 or 2 trades max. Okay. This 4 trades here, 3 trades here. So what does that mean? That means I was chasing the market, revenge trading, trying to get my money back, and just terrible. So that's just not good. So this is just, proves that you cannot just chase the market and try to revenge trade, or oh god, you guys are not even seeing what I'm talking about. So sorry. All right, hopefully this updates now. There we go. All right, I'm sorry. I was just talking to you, and you couldn't even see what I was talking about. So what I'm talking about is right here. This is my Tradeify trade journal, and again, what I'm talking about is overall this is very positive so far. It was the soybean oil trade I took yesterday that doesn't show up on my chart, and then of course I got the one open, which is not showing up here because it's still running, and I guess because they haven't refreshed the page, but it's still running, so that's why it doesn't show here. Um, but I wanted to point to these. So I had this really great day here, 2 trades, Wednesday the 15th, $1,762. Yay. Then I come back the next day and I give 1,500 of it back over the next 2 days. And what I was trying to point out here is that I've got 7 trades here, 7 trades in 2 days. And so this is revenge trading and trying to get your money back and all that. And this is just, this alone tells me a lot about what I need to make sure I don't do. Because you notice all these other days, even when I had losing days here and here, what do I have? 1 trade, 2 trades max. Here I have 7 trades, 4 here, 3 here. Not good, right? This day I took a loser, fine, 1 loss, $227. 1 loss here. Yes, it was a decent amount, $519, but still it was 1 trade. I didn't try to chase it and do what I did right here. So it just tells you that, you have to be able to walk away when it's not your day in the market. And clearly, whatever was going on with me these 2 days, I did not do that. So, but overall, going pretty good. And right now, soybean oil is, my corn trade's looking pretty good. All right. So outside of that, if we just look at the rest of these assets, um, I took that I took that trade in, let's see, today, that trade in soybean oil was over here. And then we tried to come down. You can see what happened here. We have a double bottom, a higher low, and now it looks like we're trying to go higher again. So be curious to see if this follows through. The moving averages start to turn up, and maybe we start to build another uptrend here in soybean oil. That would be quite a turn after the down move it's been in. If we zoom out, you can see we were in this really awesome uptrend, and then we started what looked like a pretty solid downtrend, but now we've got this is pretty aggressive. So let's see if that follows through. Soybean meal. Um, could also be starting to turn back up too. We did have a pretty big move down. Moving averages were both pointing down. So to me, this looked pretty bearish, as compared to this when these start with these big pullbacks, the moving averages never really turn down. They may flatten out a little, but they never actually turn down. But this is, we had them definitely turn down. So I have to see what happens with that. And it's kind of the same thing with soybeans, right? I want to see whether we start to move higher again or if these are just pullbacks and ultimately we start trading down. Corn's been the outlier, has been very strong. And then this is wheat. Again, a lot like soybeans and soybean meal and soybean oil, right? We were going higher, higher, higher. Then we had this big sell off, moving averages turned down. Looks like we were starting to build a downtrend. And so we'll see. This one, if we get some continuation to for the downtrend, this would actually be a great setup as the price kind of rallies back towards the moving averages. And then, maybe we get something like this, and then price pulls away from this area and starts moving down. But if it doesn't do that and we start moving higher, then I will be patient and wait for the uptrend to resume, get the moving averages to start turning back up, and then maybe start looking for longs again. So I don't rush into these. I just let it kind of play out and tell me what it wants to do. You do have to respect the fact that we had some pretty bearish movements in these markets over the last week or so. I mean, this high was put in last Friday, the 24th, and it's been trending down ever since. Soybean oil has been trending down since last Thursday. This is the 23rd, and we've just been trending down ever since. But now we've got this really aggressive move back up. So are we going to start putting in higher lows and higher highs and turn back up? Or is this all just like a big fat corrective move? But this looks really out of place compared to these pullbacks. And of course, we did put in this little higher low. We put in this little double bottom right here, right? Put in this little thing. Oops, no, I don't want that. Get rid of that. We put in this right here, okay? And so we'll see what happens, all right? But that's it for grains, all right? And I want to go over to Forex now. So let me turn off the moving averages, because you guys know I don't use those in Forex. And we're going to switch the range bar charts. And again, guys, I use range charts. You guys know that if you've been watching the channel. Not going to rehash all that. And we'll throw that over. And we'll throw a chart up here, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, so here we are, 500 range chart on Forex. This is the dollar Canadian. And 1 second, guys. I forgot to drag a tab over here. Give me 1 sec. Let's see here. Hold on, guys. Oh, I hate this light mode. I like dark mode. It's too bright on my screen. Hold on. Well, we may just have to leave it. Where is dark mode? Aha, found it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let me put this back up. Share. All right. So here is my open, and hopefully this moves over here. Are we not? Oh, God. Do it again. All right. There we go. So here is my current Forex. Now this thing these have been jumping around. I had a high of like $1,600 here earlier today. It's back down to 1272. Of course, it is the Asian session, so we do tend to get pullbacks. But we're going to go through each one of these really quick and see where we're at. So we'll start right at the top here, and this is U.S. dollar Swiss long. So let's go back over to Trading View. And we're going to look at that. Now, you can see why I took the long, okay? Just reminding you guys. Oh, God, and I've got to share this tab. I got to get used to this StreamYard, guys. I still have not gotten used to doing this. Okay, so we've got to go over to back to okay, here we go. So you can see we had this nice range bar pattern, which we broke out, and price is moving higher. Okay. Now this breakout candle happened a week ago. Okay. And you can see in a week, it's only painted two candles. Okay. So when you take these trades with these range charts, especially with a higher number like 500, you got to be patient. This is like swing trading 101. It's been a week I've been holding on to this trade. Okay. And so it is in profit and it is moving, but the range bars tell me a pretty good story here in terms of the breakout. But I would like to see this thing go quite a bit higher. But that's here you go right there. That is looking pretty good uh, for dollar Swiss. I do have a take profit set on dollar Swiss at 83.43. So 83.43. That gets us basically up to this old high right here. This old high doesn't look like it's been tested yet, so I do expect price will find its way back here. Just in terms of these old swing highs have already been kind of revisited. This one has not. Now, ultimately, it may go a heck of a lot higher. It may go all the way up here. But this is my initial target, which you can see is still quite a bit of distance away from where price is now. Okay, it's approximately 157 more pips away. So probably will take a little time to get there, but I'm going to hold that one. Okay, so that's dollar Swiss. Okay, now the one that's killing me, it did go back into profit for a little while, but now it's back off again, is the New Zealand Canadian. All right, you can see I'm down $244 currently. We go back over to Trading View and we'll look at the dollar Canadian. And you can see I'm short that market. Now, you can see why I took it. We had this triple top up here. So we had a breakout of these range bars here. I did not take this long because, as you can see, it went right up to these old highs and rejected. So I wasn't going to take this. But then once it broke below here, okay, it came back into the range and broke below, I took the short here. Then we went into quite a bit of drawdown, and then it went back down again, came back into a tiny bit of profit, or at least near break even. And now it's even though it's not showing a candle here, because again, this will only paint the candle if price moves at least 50 pips. It has moved back a little higher. It hasn't painted a full candle. My stop loss is sitting just above this high inside the range. So we almost got taken out on this candle, but not quite. I have it a few pips above. I think I have it at the 82 mark. So my stop loss is sitting about halfway through this range. And so I was encouraged by this candle that, where it came back, retested what was resist support, now being resistance. And then we got this rejection and started coming back down right here. So that did encourage me. I'm leaving my stop loss right where it is. If this turns and goes back inside the range and takes me out or gets close to it, then so be it. Okay. So that's dollar Canadian. All right. And then we've got a small profit on Aussie New Zealand, which was in a pretty nice profit. But then it kind of pulled back. So there's Aussie New Zealand, about a $95 profit. So let's go to Aussie New Zealand and we're going to look at that one. Now, Aussie New Zealand, the breakout was right here. Okay, this was originally where I took the breakout to the upside on this candle. Again, this goes back to a week ago. I've been holding this trade. And now you can see what's happening right here. This one concerns me a little bit because you can see we were going up. We were making higher highs, higher lows. And then we broke kind of structure right here. Came back up, failed to put in a new high right here. Okay. This goes back to the middle of June. Came down, broke structure again right here, broke this structure again, which is not structure because it didn't make a new high. So this to me was more like just a pullback and then back down. It moved sideways and then started rallying out of here. So I thought maybe this was just like a little liquidity sweep, but it could just be that this is going to eventually turn and come right back down again. This is a pullback. I felt really confident when it broke out because you can see we had three up candles, range candles, so 150 pips, which is a lot for this asset. You can see it took almost a week to get there, and now we've painted this red one, which means we've moved back down 50 pips to the downside. As of let's see, this was as of yesterday. This, if I hover over this candle, this was noontime yesterday. So it hasn't really moved much since then. And so I guess I can hope that this is just a little pullback and then we eventually keep rallying. I'm probably going to move my stop loss on this one to like maybe 120.40, something like that, and just try to lock in a smaller loss. Because right now my stop loss is down here inside the range. But if this thing does keep going down, I don't want to stay in this. So if I leave this open, I probably will move my stop to like the 120.40 range. Okay. And then hopefully, like I said, it turns back up. So yeah, you can see right now my stop loss is at 1.20. So I'm going to move this to 1.24. That actually locks in about maybe I'll go. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. That locks in about 90 $92 a profit. Whoops. No, I did that wrong. Oh boy. 1.204. I got to change that. 1.2022. I must have looked at that. 1.2022. All right, yeah. So that would get me to about a $95 loss. So I'm going to do that and then hope that that thing turns and goes back. Okay. Next, we've got pound US dollar. This is the big one. This was up over $1,000. It's at 876 right now. So let's go look at pound US dollar. Okay. You can see I'm short on this. All right. And we did have one pullback candle right here and started going down again. Where is my stop loss on this? My stop loss is sitting at no, my take profit is sitting at 132282. 132282. So my stop loss, my take profit is sitting down here, which is maybe a little bit conservative, but I rarely go for these extremes. I rather go for the next little uh, area, which is right about here at this candle. So if this continues to go down and gets me down to here, that will be a nice little profit. But as you can see, this is going to take a while. Again, I've been in this trade for about a week as well. Okay. So that's the pound US dollar. All right. And I'm also in dollar Canadian long. I have basically about break even on that one, about $7 or $8. This one was in a pretty steep drawdown for a while, but it's come back a little bit. I'm still not. Let's take a look at it. So this is dollar Canadian long. You can see I had gotten into that trade. Let me tell you, when did I get into this? I got into it on the 21st. So again, a week ago, around 5 o'clock's the broker time. I don't know what time that is in my. It's probably. I'm sure it's during the day. But again, I've been in this trade for a week, just holding on to this thing. On 721, I got in. Okay, I got in short. Yeah, this is must have been when I got in. I got in on this candle. No, I got in long. 721. So I got in long, and then it turned around, went down, moved against me. Then it went kind of brought me back to break even, and now it looks like it's trying to go higher. So I'm just trying to get this thing back to the old highs, and it looks like it's trying to do that. So I wasn't drawdown on this, but it looks like it's trying to come back. And again, my take profit is sitting at 14,224, which is probably back up here. Yeah, it's right back up here at these old highs. So I'm hoping it gets up there. And so that's dollar Canadian. And then the last one is New Zealand yen. I'm short. So let's look at NZD yen, and I'm short on this one. This one I'm not too confident about. I'm probably going to close this one. In fact, I'm going to close this one because I don't like this overall. It looks like we want to start to move higher. So I'm actually just going to take that one off the table. I just closed it. That's what that little noise you just heard. All right. So I'm out of New Zealand yen as of now, and I'm just going to keep it that way. All right. So that is all my open trades in Forex. In just looking at other charts here. You guys know that I like to trade these range bar consolidation zones and then trade the breakouts out. So we can just quickly look through some of these charts. You know, here's one right off the top. It's not perfect. I like to see this a little bit more elongated, but here's the Aussie USD trading. We've got 4 bars right now trading inside. This started 2 weeks ago. So this thing has not moved in 2 weeks. So basically, what I do is I just put an alert above and below the lowest part of these wicks. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay. And I'm just going to leave it. Now, again, guys, I explained this. The beautiful thing about this is look at this 2 weeks, this thing has not moved. If you look at this on a regular candlestick chart, on like a 1 hour, 4 hour chart, you're going to see all kinds of like false moves, wicks, big bodies, this, that, and the other thing to tempt you to get in. Whereas I have this nice little sideways consolidation pattern, very quiet, not doing anything. And I just look at this and say, I'm not doing anything because the price is not moving. You get these little wicks, maybe that pop out of the range right here, a little one down here, but nothing really happens. Okay. So when this thing finally does start to go and it throws a big green or a big red candle above or below this outside of this box, basically where I got these alerts, then I might think about a trade. Okay. And that's it. Okay. I don't have any bias on this right now. I'm just looking at this. So this is kind of like my ideal setup. All right. Euro dollar. I don't really see much here. I don't see that type of pattern. So pound dollar, we already talked about. New Zealand dollar. I don't see anything here. I mean, hopefully, if we start maybe getting a little consolidation pattern, that would be something to watch, but there's nothing right now. All right. US dollar yen, on the other hand, we might have a little box forming here. These don't make really big candles. You can see these ranges overall are pretty small. But again, you know, this is maybe something I look at going along. I mean, I'm probably more biased to the upside here, which of course would help my other dollar trades. It would help my dollar CAD long. It would help my pound dollar short. So I'm, you know, psychologically biased to these dollar pairs rallying. Dollar CAD, we talked about. Dollar Swiss, we talked about. US dollar, Swedish krona. This is another one. This is an exotic pair. I don't really trade this much, but you know, again, if I get the right type of pattern, I might, which I don't have right now. Aussie CAD, just it's been just ugly for a long time. Aussie yen. We did have this breakout. Remember this? I talked about this a couple of videos ago, and look at that. Broke out of here and just has not looked back. And unfortunately, I was not in that one. CAD yen, you know, rallying, but I'm waiting for some consolidation. Nothing here on Swiss yen, Euro Aussie. Haven't traded any of these in quite a while. Don't really see anything. I'd love to get a little consolidation. Maybe we get a turn here and get a little consolidation going, then break higher, but nothing at the moment. Euro CAD, really nothing. Euro yen is just kind of stalled out at the highs here. Euro Kiwi, nothing here. Looks like it wanted to try to form a little zone, but it didn't. Pound AUD. I guess technically this is probably one right here. It's not really clean. You can see we broke below, came back, retested again. This one really would test you. But if we end up breaking lower here, I'm going to throw an alert on there below these other candles that fell outside the range. It's not ideal, but I might think about it. It looks like it's got some downside potential. Pound Canadian. Nothing really there. Pound New Zealand, mm, not great. Maybe there's a little box right here, but not really. It's kind of like the pound AUD. New Zealand Canadian, we talked about. And lastly, New Zealand yen, I closed because I think that will go higher. So, all right. So, yeah, that is all my trades and that is all my analysis for the rest of the Forex pairs that I follow. And I am hopeful that the remaining pairs that I've got open, remaining trades that I got open, continue to move towards take profit levels, and I will continue to monitor them and hopefully get up there. And that is a challenge account that I was showing you. And I have two prop firm accounts with Forex. That one's another $100,000 one that I'm trying to pass. So if these trades work out, they will get me passed easily. So I'm hoping, but we'll see how it goes. If not, then I'll take the ones that I do profit on, and the rest of them we'll move on from. So, all right. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Again, if you are jumping on the live stream, let me know, say hi. But either way, this video will be posted on my channel. Make sure you jump in, leave a comment, like the video, and if you have any questions, subscribe to the channel, of course. And any questions regarding any of these trades, make sure you let me know. And any questions on using these range bars, I just find them to be fantastic. And that's it. I know people maybe that have been watching my videos for especially the last few months, probably going to say to me, I wonder what happened to the currency strength indicator that he was using. So you guys remember the CSI indicator template. I don't want to change this right now. I'm going to do a video, just talk about that. And, I still feel like that's a pretty good indicator, but the more I used it, and, the thing is I couldn't settle on the right settings for it in terms of the look back period. And I was just all over the place going from like short look back periods, 21 up to like, a couple hundred. And I just couldn't settle on it. And to me, that was just stressing me out psychologically because I wasn't sticking with anything long enough. And so I just decided to move on from it, even though I think it's a great system. And for someone that can just set and forget, just pick one look back period and not deviate, I think you can make it work. I just personally couldn't do it anymore. So even though I paid a decent amount of money to have that indicator coded, I have moved on from it. So I can talk about that a little more on a future video because um, I'm sure anybody that been watching the channel for any length of time is like, what happened to his currency strength indicator? He like swore up and down on it. And I did. But like I said, I just couldn't come to a place where I was comfortable with any particular setting in terms of the look back period. And so I just decided to part ways with it. And so far, I've been happy about that decision. And these range charts have turned out to be pretty nice. And I continue to hone these in terms of just a very specific pattern I'm looking for. Even if I miss out on a standard continuation pattern, I'm okay with that. So I'm looking for those sideways breakouts, and then I'm riding those to the next level of support or resistance. And that's really all I'm doing. So, and it's been going pretty good. So, all right. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Have a fantastic night. Like I said, it'll be my last video for the week. I will be on the charts, but I'm just not going to be in a position probably where I can record a video. Maybe I'm going to be in a hotel the next couple of nights. If I have a few minutes, I will jump on and record a quick video or do a quick live stream if I can, but I'm not sure I'll have time. But either way, make sure you follow the channel. And if nothing else, I'll put some posts up in the post section of the channel and just keep you updated maybe on some of these trades. All right, guys, have a fantastical night. Hope everybody is well, and I'll talk to you all soon.